Hello learners, this is Siddhesh Sambhaji Raut, Assistant Professor of English from Ganpat Parsekar College of Education. In today's session, we are going through Module 1, Subcomponent 1.2 titled as Objective of Feminism. There are many objectives of feminism, but in today's session, we are going to see a prominent ones. Gender equality. At its core, feminism aims to achieve equal rights, opportunities, and treatment for individuals of all genders, challenging and dismantling systematic gender based discrimination. A second objective of feminism is addressing patriarchy. Here, feminism seeks to deconstruct and challenge patriarchal structures and norms that perpetuate gender inequality, hierarchical power dynamics, and stereotypes that disadvantage women. The third objective is ending gender-based violence. Feminism works towards eliminating all forms of violence and harassment rooted in gender, including domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. And the last objective of feminism that I have included is equal economic opportunities. Feminism strives to break down barriers that limit women's access to education, career advancement, and economic independence, promoting equal pay and opportunities in the workforce. Now we move on to types of feminism. The first one is radical feminism. This particular women's liberation movement started in the late 60s and 70s. The important concern was the oppression of women in public and private territories. It focused on the limited access in education, jobs, or gender-based division of labor. Radical feminists also aim to improve women's status and argued that the only way in which women can assert their autonomy is through a resistance against patriarchal structures of society. Second type of feminism is Marxist feminism, which is also known as social feminism. So social feminist movement that calls for an end to capitalism through a socialist reform of our economy. Socialist feminism argues that capitalism strengthens and supports the sexist status quo because men are the ones who currently have power and money. It also deals with corruption of wage labor, exploitation of women's social rights, domestic labor without pay. Women are not paid equally with men, and social feminists seek gender as socially produced and historically changing. Liberal feminism, it's a movement that believes that all individuals should be free to explore equal opportunities and rights. So here, liberal feminists argue that society holds the false belief that women are by nature less intellectually and physically capable than men. Liberal feminism fights for complete gender equality through social, political, and legal means. The next one is intersectional feminism. Intersectionality is widely used to illustrate the interplay between discrimination, whether it is based on gender, race, age, class, sexual identity, religion, or more. The purpose of intersectional feminism is to recognize how different aspects of a person's identity might interact to change the way they experience the world, or rather, the barriers they might face as a result. It allows us to view the world outside of our own experience and better understand how different forms of marginalization can deepen and amplify each other to create unique vulnerabilities. That ones that cannot be addressed through one size, for example, if it's fit size. The next one is intersectional feminism. Intersectionality is widely used to illustrate the interplay between discrimination, whether it is based on gender, race, age, class, sexual identity, religion, or more. The purpose of intersectional feminism is to recognize how different aspects of a person's identity might interact to change the way they experience the world. It allows, to view the world outside of our own experience and better understand how different forms of marginalization can deepen and amplify each other to create unique vulnerabilities, ones that cannot be addressed through one-size-fits-all solutions. Recognizing this can allow us to be more critical of how we view the systems of power we're trying to change and be more targeted in the ways we seek to further gender equality. Ecofeminism. Ecofeminism is a social and political movement which unites environmentalism and feminism, with some current linking the ecology with feminism. Ecofeminists see the oppression of women and nature as interconnected. As a movement, ecofeminists deal with issues of gender, race, class, and nature. Ecofeminism links ecology with feminism. Ecofeminists see the domination of women as stemming from the same ideologies that bring about the domination of the environment. Patriarchal systems where men own and control land are seen as responsible for the oppression of women and destruction of the natural environment. Since men in power control the land, they are able to exploit it for their own profit and success. In the same situation, women are exploited by men in power for their own profit, success, and pleasure. So, women and the environment both are exploited as passive pawns in the race to domination. Ecofeminism thus connects the exploitation of and domination of women with that of environment. Now we move on to one of the important topics that predominantly speak about feminism. It is confessional poetry. Now confessional poetry is the poetry of the personal. This genre, is mainly focused on extreme moments of individuals, their private experience and psyche. So confessional poets' private experiences are revealed in their poetry. So through this genre, women poets seek self-definition. Female confessional poets struggle to find connection between the name that was set for her by the society and the name that they want to give to themselves. We have Sylvia Plath and Kamala Das. These are two confessional poets, belong to different country. Plath is an American confessional poet and Kamala Das is our Indian poet. So though these two poets belong to different country, different society, even their themes of poems are quite different, but the tone of their poems is same. Their personal trauma, childhood suppression is vented out by their poetry. Both mental and physical sufferings can be seen in Sylvia Plath and Kamala Das's poems. So confessional poets wrote in direct, colloquial speech, rhythms, and used images that reflected intense psychological experiences, often culled from childhood or battles with mental illness or breakdown.